Star Wars news for November 22nd, 2017. Headlines, controversy, and random stuff from the internet. Belgium is moving forward to ban loot box style gambling altogether in video games. The Belgian Gambling Authority investigated Star Wars Battlefront 2 specifically to see if the system could be classified as gambling. And the results of their investigation came back with a yes, stating that the randomization of the system, mixed with, quote, money and addiction, close quote, is a form of gambling. Quote, mixing gambling and gaming, especially at a young age, is dangerous for the mental health of the child, close quote. A member of Hawaii's House of Representatives, Chris Lee, specifically targeted EA's loot box system and called it, quote, predatory behavior, close quote. In a speech that I'll link in the video description below, he goes on to call Battlefront 2 a, quote, Star Wars-themed online casino designed to lure kids into spending money, close quote. It looks like Chris Lee will try to push legislation that would not allow minors to purchase games that contain loot boxes. Now obviously this would just be for Hawaii of course, but Chris Lee hopes that other states will follow in their example and eventually implement restrictions on the federal level. Star Wars themed bars are popping up all over the place it seems. One called Dark Side Bar will be opened until January 14th in New York City. A variety of events are planned such as trivia, games, speed dating, and DJ nights. Cocktails are named Red Force, Blue Force, the Imperial, the Dark Side, the Galaxy, and the Mind Trick. So if you live nearby and you're of age, have some Star Wars fun. Christopher Miller and Phil Lord discussed their experience on the Han Solo movie set, along with being fired at a MTV panel. And it's very diplomatic. Quote, the experience of shooting the movie was wonderful. We had the most incredible cast and crew and collaborators. I think in terms of us leaving the project, I think everybody went in with really good intentions, and our approach to making the movie was different than theirs. That was a really big gap to bridge, and it proved to be too big. Sometimes people break up and it's really sad and it's really disappointing, but it happens and we learned a lot from our collaborators and we're better filmmakers for it. We're really proud of the work we did on the movie and we wish everybody the best, close quote. So yeah, like I said, very diplomatic. Maybe a few decades from now, we'll learn the juicy details in a tell-all book or a Star Wars documentary. Rian Johnson was interviewed in the latest issue of Entertainment Weekly, and in that interview, he confirmed that Lando Calrissian will not appear in Star Wars The Last Jedi. Quote, no, I don't want fans to get their hopes up. He's not in the film, and it was never really something that came up. I mean, I love that character. It would have been really fun to see him, but it's just not something that ever really had a place in the story, close quote. I'm glad Rian Johnson added that little tidbit at the end. It's just not something that ever really had a place in the story. Good. If it's not integral to the story, then leave it out. There's no reason to shoehorn characters into the script just because fans like them. Stay focused. Keep it lean. Awesome. The Last Jedi IMAX poster was revealed last week, and is pretty sharp. For all you fine folks in the UK, this news might be kinda neat. It is rumored that Prince William and Prince Harry will don some Stormtrooper armor and have a covert cameo in The Last Jedi, similar to the way that Daniel Craig had a cameo in The Force Awakens. Some of you guys might not know this, but before Adam Driver was an actor, he was a Marine, and he runs a non-profit called Arts in the Armed Forces. And recently, the organization announced that they were going to grant $10,000 to a playwright who has served in the military, and that playwright will help on the production of a new play. Adam Driver said, quote, we're reaching out to cadets, current servicemen and women, veterans, and providing a space. The military has acronyms for acronyms that can explain everything. But when it comes to explaining an experience, a post-traumatic experience, there's not a lot of opportunities. There's no reason to think that this community doesn't have anything to say. Maybe they don't have access to another way of saying it. Close quote. Arts in the Armed Forces hosts events not only in the United States, but all around the world as well. Some on military bases and some in cities. Great stuff. So those are some of the Star Wars headlines that piqued my interest in the past week. HelloGreedo, out.